I want you to think about that number. In this country, around 50 million Americans go without health care insurance every day, and the problem is steadily increasing. The problem affects everyone across the board in the same way, in some fashion, whether you're the sick and the poor or a simple college student. As someone who has went without health insurance and currently has insurance, I personally know and understand the impact of this growing problem for both the insured and uninsured. As a community, we must first look at this problem from a three-pronged approach. The alarming increase in Americans who are insured, exactly who those Americans are that are more susceptible to not having insurance, and the effect that these Americans have on our system. First off, we have seen the amount of Americans without insurance rise in this country to unprecedented levels. As a chart constructed by Gallup shows, the percent of uninsured Americans rose from 14.8% in January of 2008 to 17.7% at the end of 2011. And another troubling fact about this is that the certain population seems to be more susceptible to this problem, which leads me to the second approach. And the second approach focuses on the three community groups primarily affected by lack of uninsurance. According to a CNN report, Americans who are foreign-born, who are not U.S. residents, young adults ages 19 to 25, and low-income families make up a good portion of the uninsured. For low-income families, typically this is due to the loss of employer-provided coverage, which has fallen due to hard economic times. The Director of Health Policy Research for the Economic Policy Institution, Elise Gold, says, I quote, "As the job market remains weak, Americans can no longer depend on their workplace for consistent, affordable coverage." End quote. Now, this certainly exacerbates the problem and puts a strain on the system, which happens to be the focus of the third approach. And the third approach and final approach deals with the effects the uninsured have on our healthcare system. The burden of uncompensated care to the uninsured falls on everyone. A study done by the Kaiser Commission in Medicaid and the uninsured shows that in 2004, $124.5 billion of care was given to the uninsured. Of this, the government covered 14% through social programs, and 26% of this was paid for by the uninsured out of pocket. And for those with health insurance, you don't get off scot-free. You're paying for this as well, because the same study shows that private insurers end up paying 28% of the uncompensated care through hidden fees and bloated medical costs, which insurance companies simply pass on down to the insured through increased monthly premiums. And with all these forms of payments for uncompensated care, there is still more than $40 billion that remain unpaid for. To conclude, I emphasize the ever-problematic state of our healthcare system with respect to the uninsured in this country. And it is my hope that you all have a better understanding of what the problem is with having so many uninsured in this country, and the problem is growing. Who exactly are most likely to go without insurance, and how care to these individuals affects the entire system. And as a nation, and as a country, as Americans, we must address this problem. Thank you.